Okay, it is that time again, the Grime history lesson. And today, I'm joined with the East Connection founder, the DejaVu FM founder, would say that one of the people that's done a lot for Grime and has put the scene on, done massive things. I'm here with Diesel D Power. What's going on?
Good evening, mate. You right, Augie?
What's going on, Deez?
All good, man. There.
Yeah, man, I've been waiting for this one.
Trust.
I feel like this one's been like 15 years in the making.
Yeah.
You don't do a lot of interviews, do you?
No, not really. At the moment, I'm trying to put together like a really insightful documentary and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Tell us more about that.
Basically, what I'm trying to do is, I've been involved in a few documentaries. I've seen loads, and I've been approached by Sky One, Sky Arts, Channel 4, IT. A lot of people to do them, but the sort of people that they want to range from and see is not really what I've done or what I'm a part of entirely. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. I wanted to do something that I definitely had my hand in. Something that I want to push going forward.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm just building it now, and obviously I'm just trying to work with the people that I originally worked with, and I think, or the people that I have worked with in the past, and I think that will be enough for the documentary, because those people are the people that the majority of the country know now.
Yeah.
So I think it will be a nice, insightful documentary where they could go and get general knowledge from, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As a wide range of everything. So I'm just trying to really educate people on what makes it grime and what is grime, do you know what I mean? And where did it come from? How did it evolve into grime? How did it become called grime?
Yeah.
Just everything, so you can get a reliable source with reliable information from a wide range of people throughout the scene. So not just me saying it, you're going to have people that have inspired other MCs and loads of other stuff, and people that other people look up to as well. So Brilliant. They'll see, you know what I mean?
So I feel like this is going to be a long interview. I've got loads of questions for you. So let's just go from the jump. Where did it start musically for you?
Musically, for me, growing up in school, I was in school with Nicky Slim Ting, who's doing Intent films now. Jam was also in school with me, and a few others, but I used to start off as a jungle DJ. A family member of mine, DJ Ron, was big in the jungle scene, so he used to help me a lot, and I used to try and break the jungle scene. And when I went to college, I met a guy from Bow when I was about 16, 17, Derek Bringle, and to be honest, if it weren't for that guy, I wouldn't have done nothing. Because he took me, because I was from Walthamstow, E17, he took me to Bow, and he said, nah, you got to link up with Genius and Wiley.
Yeah.
And then, man, so, because I was doing my little thing on Pressure FM and a couple stations, and I had Rico MCing for me, X and Herbs, them jungle MCs. Yeah. So, man was creating a little wave from early, even though I was one of the youngest DJs still. So, I went over to Bow and linked up with Genius. Went to Wiley's house, and then that was it. I just moved in with my mate in Bow, Derek. His mum was like, yeah, stay here, you're cool, you're good, we've got a spare room. So I was like, yes, now I can get busy. So I moved to Bow. I was bang on Roman Road. So then it just started from there. Linked up with G. Me and G became good mates. Me, G and Slimzy. Then I used to do other bits and bobs with Slimzy. So I used to stay at Slimzy's house a lot. We was good mates. Then Genius's nan used to live in Stepney, which they've built a load of new flats and that now. But before they started building the flats, they moved her out, but we still had the flat. So me and Genius moved into the flat.
Yeah.
And you know what came next, innit?
That's why. So what come next then?
Rinse. So G moved Rinse into there. So then we was there, me and G mostly stayed there. G went home to the island now and again. I went back to Walthamstow, but we stayed there. Radio was there. And I just used to be with them, man, every day.
So was that the first studio then?
I don't think that was the first studio, because they had little things popping before I actually linked up with them. So when we moved in there, they moved the studio to there. But I did help them get a studio before that in Leighton.
Yeah.
So when I first linked up with G, I was like, I know a girl that's got a yard that loves music. she'll let us put the radio in there.
Yeah.
So we put that in there. And then from there, went to G's Nan's. We was there for time. Do you know what I mean? So it kind of started then. Then we were still doing drum and bass then. Genius was doing drum and bass, having raves. Target was about Trend, who's passed away, DJ Trend, yeah.
So what year was this, would you say? Like, what sort of time period?
98,
Early,
no, it's 97.
Oh, really?
That 97, 98, yeah. So we was doing drum and bass. Then Rinse was drum and bass. Everyone was playing drum and bass. There was bare DJs, like big DJs that are now. A lot of Grime DJs that were drum and bass DJs, and that, like Target, a few others. So yeah, it was drum and bass for a while. Then Slimzy started changing up the flex with Ace and Play Galero.
Yeah.
He started playing like garage, but the beats MCs could MC over. So every Sunday it was like Slimzy, Major Ace, Play Galero, and they was murking. These times they ain't even thought of a name of their crew yet or anything like that. So they're murking. Then eventually they call themselves Pay As You Go. So they're murking. Then eventually we all started playing the garage thing now, and Rinse kind of turned to like a garage station. Then
was you still involved in Rinse when it started going the garage?
I never owned Rinse or anything like that.
No. I'm saying that. I mean, like as a DJ.
Yeah, I was still involved. So I was involved with Rinse, and then I came back to my ends for a bit, and I was just like in my bits for a while, and then like obviously I heard about DejaVu, but these times Randy C was running it.
Okay.
So, and they was doing like a few raves here and there. Obviously they had like the big garage people, like the older lot on there, like the Mike Rough Cuts and all that on that station. So then tours in my own ends, like I linked back up with Deluxe, and I think I got a set on DEJA as well. So I was on DEJA and Rinse.
Right.
And I was like one of the only that was allowed to do that, you know what I mean? So I was on DEJA and Rinse. Then the management on DEJA, they fell out with each other or whatever, so...
With the Rinse lot?
No,
the management,
DEJA, yeah. DEJA management fell out amongst themselves. So Randy C and Sting, they fell out. Randy C started Flavor FM, took all the DJs that he brought, which was the majority of the DJs, kicked out with them. Sting had the dial, no rig, no DJs, and he come to check me and he was like, I got this station, but I got no rig and no DJs, but I got a studio and all stuff. So I was like, I got DJs around me, I got a rig, I can get a rig, boom, got it tuned to 923. And then I kind of started taking over DEJA. So as that started picking up a bit, I was still with Genius for a while, so a lot of people don't know this, but for a while Rinse owned some of DEJA and DEJA owned some of Rinse.
Didn't even know that.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't know that.
Not even know that.
Yeah. So Rinse owned a bit of DEJA. DEJA owned a bit of... How did
that work then? How did that end up like being like that?
It was just a mixture of things. It was a mixture of things as we had the nightclub.
Or EQ.
EQ. Yeah. We put on the Pay As You Go first birthday bash. You remember when they had when the Pay As You Go SIM cards used to be scratch cards? So that was the actual flyer, innit? So we done that and then like had a meeting, whatever. So it was like half basically, something like that. Then that didn't go too well after a while. So the split came and DEJA was DEJA and Rinse was Rinse. So then when that kind of happened now is the time garage started dying out. So I started looking for fresh DJs, MCs and stuff like that. So I started off in my end. So like I found people like Twister, Gappy, Nico, Ozzy B, Lethal, because Lethal lived on my estate. So Lethal always used to say to me, D's take me radio, but he was a little younger than me.
Yeah.
To be like, Max, you ain't ready for this music thing yet, you get me? But obviously he had grown up now. He'd put his crew together.
Yeah.
He had bars. So I was like, alright, cool, this is what I'm going to do. We ain't got a lot of sets. So I gave More Fire Crew 2 sets. Who else came with me at first? New Brand Flex, which was like Sass Killer, Tiny, them lot.
Yeah.
Then I got Meridian. I linked up with Skeppy. Then I got Meridian. Then I linked up with Chronic and them. I got Slew them. Then Strider. I met Strider with Wiley. He came to me and said, look, I got a crew. They're called Rough Squad. Rapid, rare. I beg you, give us a shot, these. So I said, you know what, Tuesday Issues Strides. I haven't heard of Rough Squad, but here's a set. Then obviously Wiley's phone me, he's like, I'm not in Pay As You Go no more on site and Roll Deep. I want a set. Gave Roll Deep a set. Then Bionics went to college in South and he knew Remedy and Gender and a few others.
Yeah.
So he hooked me up. He hooked them up with me. So I had a meeting with like Gender, Remedy, Any. And that's R.I.P. Any course. So then we linked up, Da Vinci, they come to my house, listened to their music, gave them a set. Do you know what I mean? That's when I first met Da Vinci. So that was kind of the basis of DEJA. So, and before that, I've jumped the gun a bit. The first crew that I kind of linked up with was Nasty Crew. Because they couldn't get into the game at first, because they came into the game slewing Pay As You Go.
Right.
They couldn't get on Rinse, and no one liked them because they slewed Pay As You Go.
Yeah.
So there was no way they was going on Rinse, and they was known as a bad boy crew from Marcus, and so no one really wanted to mess with them. But I knew they were sick in it, so I was like, had a meeting with them. I was like, guys, I know man are from the roads, rare, but this is how man's running my thing. I'm telling you, if you man just run your thing properly, you'll be massive. Everything will work out, you get me? So boom, their man was blessed, Storman and Sharky, Matt 10. Marcus was cool. And then they came on shortly after. Marcus went to jail for a while. So like they were just banging away. Then you've seen what Nasty Crew have become, do you know what I mean? So then it went from strength to strength. And then from then the scene kind of like started forming, and then it was about, wow, everyone's listening to us through their stereos. No one knows what we look like. Everyone's making up imaginary images in their head of what we could possibly look like based on our voices. So I was like, nah, I'm sure we're big enough to go and do a show. Do you know what I mean? So I said to Sting, you know what, let me try something. And we tried Young Man Standing.
I was going to talk about that, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So how did that come about then?
Young Man Standing come about off the back of the radio just popping off, and like there was an energy that was like everybody wants to see everybody. Everyone used to say to me, oh, what does my man look like? What does our man look like? What does this guy? I used to think, and like everyone would know their lyrics. I'd get into people's cars, they'd be playing tapes. I'll be like, whoa, man's looking down the hood kind of thing, you know what I mean? So I was like, man, I need to do an event. I was thinking, boy, man might get about 200 people. I put on a Young Man Standing. It started at 7 o'clock. At 5:30, there was about 1,000 people outside. So on the night, it was capacity. We had to turn people away. So it was about 2,000 odd people for the club.
Where was that held, the first?
EQ.
Okay, cool.
So we had it at EQ, and then from then, it just went off and off, you know what I mean? And then obviously, the station was just helping to build the scenes. You know what I mean? Tunes we was playing, like we was the hub. Like tunes between us and Rinse, I'd say we was the main hub spot. You had Heat FM, you had The Light, you had On Top, you had Mystique. Like I think it's a mixture of all the stations and all the work everyone was doing that kind of made Grime what it is today.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people do point the finger back at DEJA and Rinse, and I understand why. But if what we was doing wasn't being mimicked along the line, it wouldn't have got out there as much.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of respect for all the other stations and stuff that participated.
So there was a lot of, like, groundbreaking moments that happened on DEJA.
Yeah.
Like, do you want to name a few? Like, what sticks out for you, like, good and bad?
What sticks out for me, good. I'll start with good first. What sticks out for me good is the fact that millionaires have come from there. People have been able to look after themselves. Like a load of millionaires have come from my hub, and I've done it all out of good heart. Because the good things is that people got to travel the world.
Yeah.
People got to do other stuff than what they was doing before, like negative stuff. We've created an infrastructure for young people to come through and be self-employed and be able to make money for themselves. Also, the other good things that I remember from the past would be the sets, the memorable sets like Dizzee versus Titch. That's one that's going to stick around. Lethal versus Wiley.
Definitely.
That's going to stick around. There's so many, I don't like to put it down, you know what I mean? And there's a lot of sets that went off that is on cassette and wasn't filmed, you know what I mean? So them sets and the sets that you see online flying around, they're really the ones that stick. And the fact that, like, Pow, that's what sticks a lot as well. The fact that Bizzle shot the first video, like, we didn't even think it was possible to shoot video. So the fact that he came and shot that video, that Pow, put that together, came to the EQ, shot some of the scenes and stuff. Like, it was amazing to see, like, people go from nothing to something great.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Because I tell you the truth, you see, DEJA days, my vision didn't really go past 2 decks, a mixer, and a nightclub, and the airways. That was enough for me, and the studio and record shops and stuff. Yeah. To me, that was paradise. I'm booked out. We make tunes. They sell in the record shops. I go radio. We swing it out every day, every week. That was enough for me. But people like Lethal and Dizzee, they try to install, no, D, there's more. We can be superstars at this thing. Like, I never ever saw it until they actually went and done it. That's when I said, you know what? This is a bigger picture. Like, I didn't see the bigger picture. I couldn't see past radio and.
I was like, you're just having so much fun and you're actually living your dream, really.
Yeah, and I'm making money. You know what I mean? And I'm paying everybody as well. So,
subs.
I'm collecting subs, but at the end of the day, I'm paying people at the raves as well. Do you know what I mean? So, I done things for the scene, like loads of stuff. Like half the videos that you would have seen early days, a lot of the videos, I lent people money, I paid for them. I put people's music out for them. Do you know what I mean? Loads of stuff. So it wasn't just about. I couldn't see past that. Everything was perfect, and then to see people go further and have a bigger vision, like we needed them people around. Because I think slightly, even though Wiley wanted to be and is a superstar, I think the decks and the mixer and the club was enough for him as well.
Yeah.
But until he see like, whoa, Kane, like they're going on the next. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. That tuned him to say, you know what, I'm a Don as well. Here I go. Do you know what I mean? Because I think a lot of us was just stuck with the roof was enough. We're playing out up and down the country, around the world. We're getting flown out. Our records are selling in the shops. We're making mad money. Everything's nice. So a lot of us just saw that. But to see, like, even for instance, Dizzee Rascal. One time I went to set up the radio. I was with Ozzy B. Went to the Free Flats in Bow to turn the radio on. I come downstairs. He was waiting for me. He must have seen me go upstairs. So as I come down, he's going, yeah, Diesel, I'm Dizzee Rascal. I'm going to be on DEJA one day and you're going to book me for Young Man Standing. I said, what? He goes, yeah, trust me, ask Wiley. So then Ozzy was with me. Ozzy was like, yeah, nah, he's sick still. So I was like, I'm going to speak to Will. Yeah. 2 days later, Wiley phoned me. He was like, yeah, I got a kid. He's sick. I'm going to bring him on Monday. He brought him up to the radio. And then from there, it was mad. And to be honest, how Dizzee got his Dirty Stank deal was off of Young Man Standing. Because XL came to the event.
Okay.
And the joke with that event is me and Dizzee actually fell out before that event, so he wasn't going to be at the event.
What was that over? Just random?
I'll tell you what it was, because we're older now, and it was a young man thing. I phoned him, I said, Diz, young man, Stratford, birthday bash, big thing. How much can you do it for? This was well in advance. Yeah. He said, this price. I said, like, bless fam. That next 6 months, Dizzee done a madness. With Slimzy, like, he was everywhere. Yeah. Come a week before Young Man, I get Dizzee phones. Yo, D, we have to talk about that P. But these times, I just sold 2,000 tickets. I'm like, you know what, Diz, it's blessed. Don't even come. You know what I mean? We agreed something, it's blessed. Don't even come. Like, the dance is sold out. you're just gonna miss a murking and get me.
Yeah.
And then that was it. And then on the day, he phoned me. He was like, you know what, Deez, bless man was gassed. I'm coming and I'm doing it for free. So I was like, nah. I don't want you to do it for free. I just want you to do it for the same price that we agreed. So he come. Then he phoned me and said like the label wanted to come and see whatever. Then he performed that night. And till this day, I don't think no one's done what Dizzee done at that night, or Young Man Standing at Rex that night. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He got a jackum, and then I think he spat for acapella for 10 minutes and was getting jackums off his acapellas. It was so intense and emotional. Do you know what I mean? And the label was upstairs in the stands watching him. Next week they made him an offer for the deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sick, man. So a lot of good things have come from
trust me.
Your raves in the station. So what about like the sort of bad moments? The
bad moments, sort of everyone will know them. The bad moments were the fighting, the firearms, the knives, all of that. It was very dangerous.
Was you taking like a big risk, like doing what you was doing with DejaVu? Because obviously you're surrounded with some serious guys. And how did you like handle them sort of situations?
No, do you know what saved me? Because remember, I was the same age as most people, so no one wasn't going to listen to me. The person I worked with was much older, and he had a club and security, and he was a little on the road, so they kind of listened and had a little bit of respect. They wasn't scared, because no one cared about nobody, but it was just respect, mutual respect. And for me also, it was like, and the artist sort of had to think, if you actually done anything here, you can't come here no more. How are you going to operate in the scene? But like the worst moments are like there was a Monday night one time when two very massive crews.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah, and I've come into the studio and it's one person's set and another person's there. And I was there and then someone pulled on the balaclava and they said, you know what, if you're not this crew, get out of here now. And then one person's pulled something out, the other person's pulled something out. Then I've stopped in the middle and I've said, look, I beg you, man, it can't happen here. No one's speaking, it's tense. Like, I'm thinking, I don't want to get hurt here, and I don't know how this is going to turn out. Like, this could be the end of the radio, because if this happens, someone drops here, this is crazy. So, it's a standoff. And I'm thinking, who's going to lose their nerves first and do whatever first, you know what I mean? So I'm in the middle, I'm like, guys, please, I beg you. Then in the end, I'm saying, whoever does whatever to whoever doesn't survive this, they're staying here, because I'm not staying here with them to explain nothing. So whoever kicks out, I'm kicking out as well. So don't think I'm going to stay here and be the hero and phone ambulances and sit here and explain to your mum and nah, I'm gone as well. Do you know what I mean? So either you allow it, or someone's going to just be here till someone finds them, do you know what I mean? And then, still, no one cared, so they're still there. Then luckily, Sting comes upstairs, says, what's going on here? Takes both the things off them, makes one man leave first, give him back his thing, he got that, do you know what I mean? And then, like, it was stuff like that I didn't like, but, do you know what I mean? What it was, I think a lot of people was just a product of their environment, do you know what I mean? Like, back in the day, remember, like, a lot of people was getting their names, was ringing in the ends, and then, like, you had roadmen that didn't understand it, like, why ain't our names? Right. So they would try and trouble the music man to get in. So the music man had to roll a certain way to show that they're not idiots, but we do music. Do you know what I mean? So I think everyone was just a product of their environment, and I think the scene got held back by all of that. And that's why Grime took such a big dip, because there was so much trouble, and that the police thought to themselves, you know what, this is too much to man. Let's just lock everything off and get rid of everything, and let's make these guys start again. Do you know what I mean? And that's what they done, and that hurt so many people. Like, that hurt the scene. It hurt like a big percentage of the scene. A lot of people still haven't come back into the scene from that gap, because their lives got involved in other stuff, on having to make money and survive, so they don't do music no more. So I've seen a lot of people come back now since certain events and certain things are going on, but do you know what I mean? It's just because of what's going on now. They haven't done any music, or do you know what I mean? So I think now everyone's kind of learnt their lesson.
So when did DejaVu like die down?
DejaVu died down because of drama. Like, what happened was, where I used to run the radio, turn the radio on, do all the raves, do the timetable, I just used to run the radio like it was me on my own. And Sting was just there if I needed money to pay for something, or just needed support, basically. Do you know what I mean? So I ran the radio. But then as I started getting bigger as a DJ, and my crew's out there, I'm playing for... Remember, I've grown up with all these MCs, so even though I'm in East Coast, Wiley might phone me to come on the booking. Ace, R.I.P., Ace might phone me to come on bookings. Rico, like... So I'm dragged about, because I'm a DJ, you know what I mean? So I'm dragged about, so... Now I can't make sure DJs are turning up on time for their set. I can't phone someone to cover a set if a DJ's phoned me 10 minutes before to tell me that he can't make it. So... And plus, I can't turn the radio on and off because I've got so much bookings. It's too tiring for me. So I said to Sting, we need to bring someone in. We brought Fatal in because he was a good engineer. Then, Fatal kept trying to muscle his way in, trying to change up the timetable and bring in Funky when Funky started coming about and all this stuff. Then he kept drilling it into Sting's head. Grime's trouble. Like, if we do Funky, we can clean up with all the raves and do all this stuff. Like, let's go Funky and let's go with the house scene. Let's get rid of these Grime lot. Like, make Diesel start another station. So, basically, they came to me with that argument and I said, no, it's not happening. Then we had trouble at the radio because everyone's arguing and fighting amongst the crews and that.
Oh, okay, what the Grime crews were like?
Crews,
Yeah, okay,
keep fighting. And machines and all this mad stuff. So, every time that's happening, they're saying to me, nah, man, you're going to crash the whole station. But I'm saying, Fatal, you shut up because you didn't build this, I did. Yeah. And Sting, you just been here. So don't listen to him and start running after money. This is my shit. Boom. Something else happened. Then they called me and they said, we want a meeting, rare. So I've gone out the meeting. They're saying, what we're saying is, we want to say one more chance for the Grime lot. Anything happens. I'm saying, bruv, like whatever, do you know what I mean? So I've cracked on. Boom. We've done a show. Musketeers have come up there.
So was that when you was mixing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Maxwell used to be with us or whatever. Then for whatever reasons we fell out, whatever. Then they come to clash us on the radio, and I said no. But they've come with like 30 man.
Is that what it was when it went all a bit quiet?
No, I tell you exactly because I'm going to tell the truth and I'm not going to lie.
Cool.
Yeah, they come up to the radio. They banged on the door. I opened the door. They come in. Then they kept coming in like bare man. So I was thinking, what's this? Alright, cool. So like I've gone downstairs, come back up. They're here. They're like clashing. Like no one's clashing. Then when they're leaving, because I'm out on the roof, like I'm not inside, I'm out on the roof because it's a closed space, like 30 man, what have you come here for? Like I'm on the roof, innit, like if anything. So Lady Fury, when she's leaving, she's pulled the decks on the floor and smashed the decks.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Left, gone downstairs, then they thrown bricks through my car window. They've thrown bricks through my car window. That's happened. The ends didn't like that. And madness went down. A serious madness.
Yeah.
That was it. You get me?
Yeah.
Like, that was it. Because you don't touch my stuff. Not me. Like, the acting up, and you do, I will let you all act like kids, but you don't touch my stuff and blame me because you're not in the scene no more because you try to use me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, me and Maxwell are cool kind of now, but I still don't really speak to him and them lot because that was a bad mind situation that ruined a lot of things for a lot of people. So after that, you remember, you got Morphwire, you got Roll Deep, you got Meridian, you got Rough Squad, you got Essentials, which is OGs more or less now, yeah?
Yeah.
You got all these other big DJs and no one's got no platform. Do you know what I mean? So then, boom, that's how I went and linked up with Raw Blaze. I said, you know what? You man keep that station, bruv. Because I know Grime's the truth. So you man run with your funky thing. I don't want to be a part of that funky thing. Yeah, I know my thing, innit? I built this. I'm not walking away from this for no money. I don't care how much raves you lot are going to do and funky dance. I'm gone with the man them. So I left, all the man them come with me. All the crews, everybody came with me to Raw Blaze. But then, because now it's just me, so I got to pay for the studio. I'm trying to stay on like how DEJA was on, so I'm using loads of rigs. I'm doing loads of stuff, you get me? So, boom. Man's doing other stuff to survive, to keep the radio going. In the end, man had the bandits. Man went to jail. Boom. Let me show you how it even gets deeper. Remember, like, them man have like voted me out of DEJA to say like it's funky now. So if you wanna stay, you're the only grime DJ, only your set. That was the deal. Only I could play grime with my crew or whoever I wanted on my set, but there was no other set. So I kicked out. So now we're all doing Raw. I have to do other stuff. So I got P for my youths, myself, the radio, decks, this, that, mixer, man, drop the mic every day, you get me? Bare stuff. So eventually it went wrong. I went to jail for a bit, you get me? Yeah. So let me tell you the deeper story. When I came out, I'm like, boom, everyone's waiting for me while I'm in jail to like Maximum. Everybody, remember, I just brought Maximum. That's how he was with me. His career's about to take off. Rough squad's waiting, everybody's waiting. So when I come out of jail, everyone's gassed. Yes, D's back radio, we're good to go. Come out, but I can hear like African station on the dial.
On 923?
Nah,
90
0. Yeah, 9 grand.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I know the guy, and I know Fatal used to set up for him.
Yeah.
So I phone Van Dyke, like, Van Dyke, why are you on my dial, cuz? Diesel, man, I didn't want to buy it from Sting. I knew I shouldn't have bought it till I spoke. I said, bruv, whatever he gave you is nothing to do with me. That's my station. I don't know why they sold it to you. It's nothing to do with them. Boom. Phone Sting. Yeah, I'm back on the roads. What going for my station? I've got a little change for you. Nah. No one's got a change for me.
Yeah.
Keep that. My station's mine. I didn't have nothing to do with it. So then I just phoned Van Dyke and told him he had to come off the dial. But then Sting's trying to tell him he don't have to come off the dial. But the dial wasn't even mine originally. It was Boss Man who managed like Van Dyke and Scraps and them man there.
Okay.
What was it the tune they had signed at the time? Hype Raw or something.
What, Hype?
Yeah. What was the tune with Van Damage and them?
Yeah,
they was murking at one time.
Yeah, Hype.
Yeah, Hype. Yeah. So their manager is who I done Blaze with. So
yeah.
When I come out, he's pissed. He just wants to go on everyone because man sold his dial in the midst of thinking they could snake me while I was away.
Yeah.
So we had that madness for a little while, and then in the end, like, I kind of just knocked it on the head. But then, like, people, like, Rough Squad Rapid phoned me. He was like, "These man, boy, we've been waiting for months. You get me? Obviously, you brought us, you gave us our thing. Like, we're with you, innit? We're squad. But, like, we need to get on. We got releases. Like, how are you going to feel if we go and rinse?" I was like, what can I say to you? You get me, rough? Go. And then that was kind of the same thing for all the crews.
These, we've literally got, how long we got left, Lou? Huh? These, you know what? We're gonna have to do this.
We'll do this another.
I'm gonna set up like a podcast where like I want to have an hour just dedicated to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, thanks for coming down. We're gonna have a part 2, like, because look, like I've got like 2 pages of questions. I didn't even talk about East Coast. Didn't talk about.
I know. The history goes deep,
too
bro,
much.
but
These, we'll
good.
talk after the show. We're gonna sort something out. Yeah.
Love, bro.
Listen.
Big up the
Radio.
family. Love.
Cool.